Okay, so welcome to Grant Writing Mastery. So a comprehensive card on mastering the art of grant proposal. So grant proposal, let me go first and give you a brief about me. I'm your anchor and the course creator. My name is Stanley. So and I've been in this industry for over 5 years now. I've been writing, I've as well been consulting with NGOs. I've been also offering this service on Fiverr as a freelancer, and I also consult with um, NGOs. So basically, I have a good knowledge about this, and I can categorically tell you that this is one of the skills that is highly sought after because it's not everybody that knows how to do this. So, what is more rampant is copywriting, but when it comes to grant proposal writing and grant research, it's a handful of persons that know how to do this. And that means is that you have more chances of, if you decide to offer this as a service on Fiverr or Upwork, you have more chances of getting more jobs. So the competition rate is low. Then if you want to use it for your NGO or for your own personal use, this is also a good opportunity because it's gonna give you everything you need, and also you're gonna be getting a template that you will be using. You can draw inspiration from the template or you can model it. After all, one of the best ways to succeed in life is modeling what works. So that's basically that. So in this tutorial, we'll be learning a lot. So let's go down. So these are some of the things you'll be learning. You'll be learning what is grant and a grant proposal, how to write a winning grant proposal, how to come up with a great project title, how to conduct grant research for your NGO, for profit business and scholarship. This is one part that many people don't know how to do. So I'm going to be showing you this, how I do it without paying a dime to subscription databases. So I'm also going to be showing you how to write a fundraising letter. This is also an amazing stuff. Maybe you want to do a campaign if you are an owner of an NGO and you want to do a Christmas or New Year campaign or Valentine campaign for maybe the destitute in your area. So you can actually draft out this letter and send it across to some persons seeking their support and sponsorship. So I'll show you how to structure this and so that it will be appealing and also it will get their attention. So the next one is a comprehensive training on how to set up Upwork account and offer this service for up to $1,000. So people are charging up to this amount. So if you also maybe you also want a side hustle where you can be earning $1,000 in dollars as well. So you can. This is also for you. So some bonuses you'll be getting grant proposal writing templates, fundraiser writing templates, private community. Also, there's one that I didn't cover here, but you also get it. Letter of intent. You also get to learn how to write letter of intent because that's one of the basic, the first thing that a grant um, a grant writer would a grant donor would ask from you. Most of them, when you want to apply, the first thing they request for is a letter of intent. So they try to understand what your organization is about, your goals, your mission, and your project. So from there, they can ascertain if your project aligns with their area of funding. So that's that for that. So this is one of so it's very important. That aspect is very important because if you don't create good impression via your letter of intent, no matter how good your proposal is, they won't even get to see it because it's after going through your letter of intent that some of them will invite you for the submission of your full proposal. But in a case where your letter of intent is messed, so you just shut the door against yourself outrightly. So I'm gonna be taking time to show you that. Like I'll do a video of myself writing it, demonstration. You see how I come up with it. I'll show how to use AI and other stuff to draft something. So now we move to the next thing, which is what is grant. So probably as I want to assume that you don't know what is grant. Though I know that many persons know what is grant. But for the benefit of doubt, I'm going to be talking about this, what is grant and what is grant proposal. So a grant in itself is a general term for funds that organization receive that are not expected to be repaid. I believe this is clear. So in a simple term, a grant is that fund that is being given to you and you're not going to pay back. So it's given to you for a particular project or for a particular cause, but the donor, the best, whoever that gave you that money is not expecting you to pay back that money as against loan where you have to pay back. But in grant, it's a free money, you're not going to pay back. So that's grant for you. So why grant proposal is a document or a set of documents that is submitted to an organization with explicit intent of securing funding for a research project. So now a grant proposal in simple terms is just practically simple. So grant proposal is just in a simple term is that document, a written document, could be up to 10, could up to 20 pages, 25 pages, 19 pages of documents that you submit to an organization with the sole aim of securing funding for your project. So what the proposal does is the proposal encapsulates everything about your organization, what you do, your vision statement, or how the impact of the project, the project you're embarking on, the people that are going to be benefiting from it, the impact on the people after, let's say, the project is you're going to be tending to homeless people in the homeless people. So now the outcome, which is what's one of the most important thing that a donor will look out for is that at the end of the year, we're able to provide shelter for up to 10 persons. So you see, it's a solid outcome. So all those things will be captured. You capture your target beneficiaries. You talk about it. You also capture your outreach procedures. You capture your output, input analysis. Capture your all the different components of a proposal. So let me just give you a rundown of the different components. We have the first, which is the executive summary, but it comes last. The executive summary is the one you write it last because you need to have written everything. So the executive summary is a summary of your. It's actually the summary of your proposal, like everything you've written inside that document. The executive summary comprises of all that. So that's it. So the next one is the project the introduction. You do the introduction, then you do your project rationale. That is the need statement. Then after doing that, the next one is the solution, the way forward, the background organizational background. You talk about the organization. I'm just laying out the different components that makes up a good grant proposal. So the next one is mission statement. You talk about your mission, the mission of your organization. You talk about your vision, which is the vision statement. Then project goals and objective. You talk about the project goals and project objective as well. Then project description. You describe your project, you outline the project and describe them, what it does and all those stuff. Then project activities, you list out the activities or the programs that are going to be happening in the project. So you list them and explain them. So the next one, you talk about the target audience, you give a big thoughts, description of your target audience, who they are, the demographics, and their age range, their location, and all that. So you talk about the outreach strategies, so the method you'll be using to reach out to these people. So you talk about your monitoring and evaluation. So how do you monitor and evaluate the progress of these project. Though this, I'm just giving you a hint because we're gonna go deep into this. So this is basically what makes up the crown proposal. So we're gonna go deep and talk about how to write them. So now the next one we talk about your inputs and output analysis. You talk about sustainability plan, all those things. You have to put it into perspective. So next one you talk about the budget. How much do you require? What are you going to use the funding for? So that's basically it for that. So the next one, now we move to how to write a great project title. Yes, this is very important, and I'll tell you why. Because your project title, your proposal will have a project, a front, a cover page. The project to have a cover page, and in the cover page, the first thing on that cover page is your project title. Now, is the first impression that will be your donor will have with your proposal is the title. So that's the first thing he's going to see. So if it's not great, if it's not if it's not great and doesn't align with what they want to do, if it's just written anyhow, immediately it will turn off the person's interest and the person will not give attention to your work. So that's why you need to be very careful and you need to create this creatively. You need to be careful when you're creating this. You need to write this with great care. So one of the things that the ways to come up with great title is it needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and it needs to reflect the content and goals of your project, of your proposal. So if I'm going to write a grant, a proposal, a project title, so that project title shouldn't be ambiguous. It should be easy to understand. It should be concise. It should be clear, like very, very clear. You don't need big grammar. You don't need big grammar. Just write in simple terms that once the person reads it, the person holds a grasp of what you're talking about and understands it. So this is this is it. You need to be very careful here. So make sure it aligns with the content and the goals of your proposal. So if you're writing a proposal on a project that you're dealing with out of school children, and your project title does not talk about align with that, accurately align with that, maybe the project title kind of differed from what you're talking about, then you've missed everything. So it's be more like this person doesn't quite understand what he or she is doing. So the funder will not take you serious because people want to fund projects that they feel will will have impact on the people, and they want to work with people that they feel they quite understand what they are doing. So that's it. So it should pique the interest of the founders and encourage them to read more. This is basically what I've explained. It should arouse them, like lure them in so that they would want to read more. So example of a weak title is helping people. But a strong title, this helping people is vague. Yes, you want to help people, but then who are you helping? How do you intend to help these people? So there's no detailed explanation of what this thing is. So it's a bit vacuum, like it's not clear. It's not clear. So, but when you talk about a stronger title, you talk about empowering homeless individuals through job skills training. So this is so strong and straight, clear and concise. So you see it. I want to empower the homeless. How? Through I want to empower who? The homeless individual. How? Through job skills training. So you can see it's captured the who and the how. They captured what, what do you want to do, to who are you doing this to, and how are you going to achieve this. So the three important thing is what, the three factors in this title is what, who are you doing it for, and how do you intend to do it. And you can see that the title itself carefully captured all this. So you can see that's amazing. And I believe, yeah, so on to the next, we'll be stopping here. So we'll continue to the next module. So where I will start with the module one and the introduction proper, and we'll take it up from there, and we roll and see and unveil everything to you without withholding anything. So see you in the next slide.